Y'all saw it. I got no comments. Shoot.
I guess this is one of the old coach questions. Like, would you rather have a close one and lose it, or you could be kind of squarely and know you got to work on some stuff? That's kind of tough right there.
Well, we got some things we got to work on. It's pretty obvious that we had some instances where we got our hands outside the framework, and that's a combination of a lot of things that happen. Sometimes running backs ought to be going outside, they're going in. Sometimes guys just not doing the proper fundamental hand placements, that kind of stuff. The rule book pretty clearly says that you can't get the hands outside the framework of the body. It's not very often called unless there's some kind of pulling of that kind of stuff on them. But besides that, it was, just your general regular old ball game. And, they had an opportunity to make some plays, and we did too. We didn't make enough plays. So they ended up winning the football game and probably deservedly so.
How about just to have that challenging of a game and a conference game? I mean, it shows the guys a lot of what you need to work on and stuff like that. It's the simple things.
Well, we need to be able to. We need to be more consistent in a lot of ways. We've scored on offense 5 points per game in the last 2 games, 3 at Furman and 7 here. We've got to do more. I'd like to say that we need to play better on defense, but you don't play. The day is gone when you can hold offenses to no points. They are luck into something somehow or another and get something that works for them enough that they can make some points that way. So we've got to create more real points on offense, and at the same time we need to control the ball a little bit better too. I'm not a big time of possession guy. When you're throwing around the way we do and hurrying up the way we do, that's pretty obvious. But at the same time, when you're not scoring the points that way either, that kind of brings the whole thing to light in a way where you get a better idea on some of the things you better work on.
It wasn't a real high-scoring game, so I mean, what do you see from both sides of the ball as far as what worked, what didn't work, and what you can take from here on?
Well, we had some success. Scoot had some runs. We didn't have enough big plays. We got to create some more big play kinds of opportunities. We call a big play a run of 10 yards or more and a pass of 15 yards or more. And we got to have more explosiveness within our offense, because it's just so hard to go down. Even the drive that we scored on was over 10 plays, and it's hard to do that many plays consecutively without something coming off the hinges. So we got to figure ways to score now. We had some big plays that got called back, which was of a concern, but at the same time, that seems to be one of our major problems right now, is that we got to figure out how to create bigger chunks of yardage, bigger numbers of yardage than we have.
How about just the fact that you, for once this season, had 2 healthy quarterbacks with some experience?
Mm-hmm, we did. And, both guys, had their moments. We've got to still continue to, figure out now exactly how we mesh the 2 together, because we would like to use both. Hadn't quite figured out exactly, how that works yet. That's always a little bit of an issue, trying to make those 2 guys all fit and be as beneficial as we possibly can make them to the overall process, and as successful, because we want to both be in situations where they got a chance to to have some good things happen. So we got our work cut out for us there, trying to make that come together. Hopefully being home this week will give us a little more time to sort through some things, to kind of get to the point where we get a little bit better feel for what we can do with both guys. But we did have both guys ready and able. Collett's close to being fully healthy. He's not quite 100% yet, but he's getting close. Right. And Caleb continues to grow and to try to get to the point where he gets a little bit better understanding of what he can and can't do, what he's got to do, what he can't do. Mm-hmm. And as they get both a little bit better feel for those things, and I think it'll benefit us immensely down the road a piece.
How about just the fact, 2 games in a row, you got really close games, you're in them, chance to win. Does that show you more positive or just more things you have to work on?
Well, it shows that we need to be able to win the close football games. You know, we get our opportunities. We just hadn't quite gotten across the hump, and you know, in both cases, you know, a play here, a play there, you can see, you know, where we could possibly have made a difference. But at the same time, you know, we've got to do more. I still think that we got to probably create more space between us and the other team, whether it be bunches of scores or big plays, you know, all that kind of stuff, the kind of stuff that you look back on and say, you know, it might be, you know, a little bit this or that. But now the tough part about the whole deal is being close and not getting it done. Sometimes it's more frustrating sometimes than you know, than being, you know, way off.
Well, could you ask for any better opportunity than going up against a winless team to maybe have a chance to get some space and show what you can do?
Well, let's hope so. You know, Howard's traditionally played us tough, but at the same time, we do need them to come in here and you know, and get and us, you know, give us a pretty good little deal here. We need to get after them pretty good. You know, it's that kind of opportunity, but at the same time, you know, we played to our opponents in most cases. The ones that played pretty good, you know, we played pretty much up to them. The only game that we really did not compete in, I thought, was we didn't play good at all in the Coastal game. But the rest of our games have all been kind of similar games. You know, we played down to Arkansas Pine Bluff some. We played, you know, we played fairly decent in the last 2 games. So, you know, we got to set somehow the guard against that, because that seems to be our MO a little bit. And the fact that, you know, we don't necessarily go out and just kind of, you know, beat everybody. You know, we just kind of just get by, and we need to do better. I think the FAMU game was a great example of that, where, you know, they couldn't stop us, but we kept stopping ourselves. You know, we got to figure out how to keep that from happening in those circumstances where we do have the ability to maybe kind of blow somebody out.
How about just now you're back on some of a regular schedule where you're playing on Saturdays?
First time, you know what, that's a strange deal. Yeah, I didn't exactly know how to go about Sunday, because Sunday's been a different day almost every day this time. We had our regular fundamentals, special teams style kind of practice yesterday afternoon, and you know, that was something that we've always done. When we do that, I kind of miss old Mike Adams a little bit, because he was always a big part of that special teams drill. He was always a guy that was in the drill doing things, that kind of stuff. So, but at the same time, it was good to get back to the general routine again. We practice on Sunday afternoon. We go about an hour, do some things that way. Then after that, then our guys are off until Tuesday. So they always get this Monday that they get an opportunity to do some things, to handle all the academic things. The point that I tried to make to them yesterday afternoon was that, you know, we're getting right up to midterms now, and we need to do something special academically to get ourselves an opportunity to be a little bit better that way. We talked about the ability to do stuff, and college is learning how, not necessarily learning facts, but learning how to do stuff. And when you go out on the job, most times, you know, that ability is what allows you to continue to grow within the job. You don't know the job, you get on it, you're just trying to figure out how to do stuff. And so that's what we tried to kind of make their mission today, and hopefully they'll be better off because of it tomorrow.
Right. Any major or nagging injuries coming off of this game?
Dondre Brown's a little bit banged up, concerned about him. I guess maybe Hargraves has a little bit of a deal. We think we'll get Moody back, but he'll be in black jersey most of the week. Darius Leonard's in black jersey. I think he'll be in a black jersey most of the week. Who else is there? So I don't forget anybody. See if I can see this deal here. I don't know anything else in this thing. Here we go. Yeah. Let's see, York, West, Nard, Jameson, Shaw, Quan, Caldwell. Everybody else, yeah, that's pretty much it. I had Sellers. Sellers got a little bit of a bruise. I think he'll be okay. Darius and I talked about him. Brock, Tyler Smith, Tevin, Mackey, yeah. That's pretty much it, yeah.
So maybe it's better to have the whole week to get everybody as close to as good as you can.
Yeah.
Instead of playing on Thursday or something again.
Yeah. Instead of having you're right. And Chris Paulin played a good bit this weekend, but I could see he was still not quite back to full speed. But yeah, this week gives us more time to do, what we need to get done, both health-wise and fixing some of our issues-wise. So I'm happy with the fact that we got a full week to work.
That's good. So a full week, home game. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that.
And it's youth day. That's always a big crowd for us. So that means not only should we be coming back home, but we should be coming back home to a nice crowd. We've had good crowds so far. I think we may have had, somewhere in about the 14,000, 15,000 average range for those two games that we've had, somewhere in that neck of the woods, which is, which I think is really good. So I'm excited about us coming back home to play and looking forward to seeing our home fans, getting back on the old, in our own kitchens and stuff, that kind of stuff. So that's always neat because of the fact that it's been a long road.
Right.
Coach, when you talk about your defense a little bit, it's like the young guys that have a little bit of fun, like Greg Newell, Deshaun Taylor, Darius Leonard.
Yeah,
those guys.
I don't know, are those guys young? Because they've been playing so long, but you're right. They're all redshirt freshmen, redshirt sophomores, excuse me. They played some last year, and Greg is finally starting to put on some weight. He was a 205, 10-pound guy. I think he thought he was a linebacker. Now he's kind of figured out that he's going to have his hand on the ground. He's going to be a defensive end. He's in the mid-220s now. Most of our defensive ends kind of bodies are in that 220 to 240 range. And he and Reggie and Darius, all those guys, getting to be, somewhat bigger and stronger. And they got a lot of play yet left. Those guys got, 3.5 years, I guess, 2.5 years left to play. They